In this video, I'm gonna share with you the secret system that I haven't shared with anybody online that makes me $1,000 a day trading crypto. So let's jump straight in. So guys, after this video, you're gonna have a clear system, one strategy, one focus for you to make money day trading crypto. This is my method, this is my strategy. First thing I wanna find is a sweep of liquidity. So this is called a sweep of liquidity, right? Right now we should be coming up to, we started London session, great. So we're gonna start getting a bit of volume in right about now, hopefully for a reversal, because that is the easiest trade that I can see right now. First of all, look for a sweep of liquidity. This was a big, huge sweep of liquidity. So this could be a very good trade today, because remember this guys, when the market moves from bearish fast, it will suddenly move from bullish fast, especially crypto guys. You need to understand this, that this is not really a bearish. This is not bearish. I don't call this bearish or bullish. I don't call these words. I just call it exchanges. They have to grab liquidity, guys. They have to. So many people in crypto, you get so moonbait. You're like, oh, it's over. Guys, look, I marked these lines. These lines have been marked for ages. These are liquidity lines. And you see liquidity lines under the swing lows. Swing low, swing low, swing low. These are liquidity lines, okay? The market has to come back to grab liquidity from these zones, because all the money that they paid out for people long in the market going up, they have to take that money back. Remember, the house has to win. And our strategy is smart money concepts. So we are trading with the exchanges, with the market makers, not against. So I start my day and I'll be looking at this chart and I'll be thinking, okay, it's had a massive sweep on liquidity, right? The chances of it sweeping much lower, let's say down here, to me is very slim to none, okay? So I am now looking for, my bias is to go long, okay? So, all right, now, what am I looking out for? So number one, we've got the sweep of liquidity. Number two, I'm looking for a displacement in the market. Now, displacement means I'm looking for signs of a reversal. So my sign of reversal, I've already marked it out, and that is this line here. Because look, this is a swing high and this is a swing low. When this goes back above the swing high, this is creating a what, guys? Creating a bullish structure. This right now is bearish, okay? This low is lower than this high. This is a higher low, okay? It's a lower high, all right? Now, when this swings above this line, this now becomes a higher low, because it's higher than this low. This is low, this is high, higher, low. All right, very simple stuff when you really deep it, guys. Very simple stuff. This is this is bearish, because this is high, this is low. Soon as this breaks above, now we displace higher. So now we can start creating an uptrend, and this is how the uptrend will be. It won't be as perfect as this, but we'll be looking for something like this. It'll probably come back to retest, or grab some liquidity here, or even a turtle soup, which means it will go down a bit lower to scare a lot of people off, liquidate a lot of these people longing the breakout, right? Turtle soup, and then work his way up, okay? This is what this is my bias. Every time you start your trading day, guys, you must have a bias. This is my bias. So, number one, I'm looking out, this is my whole strategy, my whole system. Liquidity sweep, done. Displacement, I'm waiting. FVG, okay, I need to find, and I'll show you what FVG is, a fair value gap. On the 15-minute time frame, one sec, guys, we have a bearish fair value gap, and it done exactly what a bearish fair value gap does to the freaking T. This, I'm telling you guys, this system is the best system you're gonna find on YouTube. It did exactly what you can see. This was marked out before. Fair value gap is basically a gap between this first and the second candle. See the wick? See this wick here? It doesn't close. So there's a gap. So this is the fair value gap. If it's bearish, there'll be 3 red candles and it will reject off the fair value gap. Okay? And it'll go back down. This is textbook. This is a bearish fair value gap. It's doing what it says. If it went through it, all right, this would be a inverse fair value gap, okay? So if it went down and broke it, it broke the fair value gap. Now it's an inverse fair value gap. Now we can potentially be going up. You can wait for the retest to be going up, okay? But it done what it said it was gonna do. It was bearish, fine. You could have shorted this, but that's not my bias right now. I am going for, my bias is bullish. I'm not shorting the market. So I will wait patiently until my bias is formed. I can see we're getting bullish. I don't want to short the market. It's not what I'm my bias today. Now, in here somewhere, I think it's on the 10 minutes, sorry, on the 5 minutes, we have a bullish fair value gap. We'll put in green. Okay, so you see this here? There's no wicks that are closed. All right, so this is open. It doesn't close. So we're going to put this here. So right about at the same place, there is also a bullish fair value gap. Okay, put the bullish in green and the bearish in red. So it shows me at some point this can break through. And when it breaks through, it can come back to retest, and this will be a bullish fair value. It's both. Right now it's both. So, but it's okay because we don't predict so much the market. We can have our bias, but we adapt to the market. Whatever the market gives us, we can see what it has, but when it gives us at the time, we'll take. So just like I said, this can potentially go through, which I believe my bias is right now, this is going through. We're going to break up and we're going to break a bullish, all right? So fair value gaps, bullish is green, bearish is obviously red, all right? Now, an inverse fair value, a bullish inverse fair value gap is when it breaks through. So this is the bullish fair value gap, so it should break through and retest and go up. An inverse bullish fair value gap is where it doesn't respect it and comes back down. So what we're doing now, we're waiting to see which way this baby wants to play, and then we'll execute the trade. So before the trade presents ourselves, let's go over that. Liquidity sweep, displacement, liquidity sweep, boom. Displacement here when it turned from bearish to bullish, a break of market structure, okay? FVG, created, retested, rejected, okay? And then we can possibly, it depends how much risk you want to take, because we could also wait for a retest on this displacement. Depends how much risk you want to take. So what we do now, waiting patiently to execute our trade. Now let's go over the exchange that we are going to be using. So this one's my main account. What we're gonna do, so we use blofin, all right, the best exchange out there for crypto trading. And if you use the link in the description, you will get the best price on fees, lowest price on the fees, and also some bonuses. So make sure you use the links in the description. If you guys have never used blofin before, very simple. You just want to go to your assets. You want to deposit your crypto, transfer it from your funding to your USDT. Very simple. Futures. And this is where we're going to be trading. And we're going to be trading Bitcoin. All right. So I use high leverage just because we're scalping, guys. Don't be afraid of leverage. End of the day, it's about risk management. It's about having good entries and risk management. And then we use the exchange's leverage. It's fine. Don't worry about it, okay? Just make sure that you have your risk management in control, okay? Very simple. Isolated means whatever you got in your account, in your futures account, this one trade will only stick to that. Whatever you put in will only stick to that one trade. Unless if it's not isolated, it will go into your other funds. So just make sure you're isolated, whatever leverage you're comfortable using. I'm not the best in maths, so I personally like to just, whatever I got in here, whatever percentage I want to use, I'll just use it. But I use the full amount. I mean, probably won't be able to because of 100x leverage. It don't let you, I got like 90k in there. They won't let me use the full 90k. So maybe about 45k with 100x leverage. That's what I'll probably do. And then short or long, our bias is long. So we're going to press long. Very simple. Your position will come up here, and yeah, we'll go for the rest as we put the trade on. And as you can see from my last trade, we've done pretty well. Last trade was $5,000 in profit. Show you guys that I know what I'm doing. $5,522 that was my trade that I did yesterday. All right, we're averaging a few $1,000s per day with this strategy. All right, let's get back on the chart. Also, it's good to have your bias and good to have your thesis, right? But you always gotta have a plan B, because I'm not here to sit on the chart waiting for it to go back up. If it wants to come down and grab more liquidity down here, which very low probability, very low probability. So, but where would I think about getting in a trade? Well, first of all, I'd wait for some more fair value gaps down here. It's bounced off this one a couple of times, so I'll be waiting for some more fair value gaps to be created. But here is where a lot of buyers are sitting. If you can see here, you know, buyers push buyers are put the price up here. So when it breaks here, it shows me that the buyers are not in control and it's sellers. So I would be looking for a FEG as we go down. I'll be looking for a retest and an entry. So yes, if it starts breaking this structure down here, I will be looking for a short, but my bias is a long. So I potentially might be a little bit risky on this one. I wouldn't advise this, but I've been doing this for a long time now. I do understand when the markets have a big flush out like this, right? A big flush out, okay? It usually bounces back strong, all right? So, like I says, usually I would wait for displacement and a fair value gap, right? And this, to me, was the major fair value gap, but it's created another fair value gap here. So as I said, you got to adapt to the market, and I like how it bounced off the trend line. Trend lines are very good to use as well. Might have missed it. Okay, there you go. I was gonna get in here if it came back. If it comes back down here, I'm gonna get in a little bit earlier here. If it bounced back here on the 5 minutes time frame, because like I says, I do believe if it can hold this bullish fair value gap, it's gonna go hard past here. I believe this is what we're gonna see, right? If it bounces off here, and that there is getting it from here to here, that's a 0.40% move. You know, you'll see shortly. It all depends on your capital, how much is this be, but that's a few $1,000s, and then I'll be finished for the day. So I see the opportunity, so I'm risking like a 1 to 4. So here, my stop loss will be right down here, which is 0.1, and up here is 0.4. Okay, cool. So I see it going towards, so I'm gonna get ready if it bounces off to enter this trade. All right, you're not gonna see me enter it, but I will show you when I do enter it, because I need to focus on my entry. All right, so we're coming down. I'm gonna put it on the 1 minute, because something, you know, an entry like this, we want to sniper it. Okay, like I said, might come back down, might not, doesn't really matter. End of the day, if the market's turning bullish, you know, we just started London, we've got New York sessions to come in, you know, we can easily get back up here anyway. So anywhere around here, there's going to be movements, but imagine getting it right here. Usually I would have ridden it, if I got in here and it broke past these, I would have ride it up, but for the sake of the video, I want to get some profits, end the video, show you guys the strategy, and finish for the day. But yeah, we're just patiently waiting to see if he's going to come back to test this value gap. All right, so we're entering my position. Usually I would have got in as it touched here, but I've gotten 50% of my position on this green candle, because if you see how this green candle, it was a full body close green candle, and it went fast. It went from here and it bounced fast. Didn't quite hit this fair value gap, but I like the like I says, how it just ate up, the buyer just ate it up fast, and I got in here, so I got a little bit of position in now, and then I'm gonna get the rest of the position in when or if we go back down here to test this green fair, which is look like we are, which is great. I kind of want it to be fair, even though, you know, you could say, well, you should have waited, but like I said, you know, I'd rather get a little bit of my position in and a bit more towards down here. So we're just going to be patiently waiting for it to either bounce off. I want it to bounce off, because if it bounces off here, like I said, getting more position, and I believe the bounce is going to be brutal. All right, so yeah guys, don't forget to use blofin in a link in the description. Give you the best fees, cheapest fees and bonuses for you guys. Also, if you guys want to copy trade me, go over to my Instagram, DM me with a copy trade. I'll give you some okay, yeah, nice, we're dropping nicely. I'll give you some information about how you can copy trade me. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. Lower, 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 lower. Drop, 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 drop. Come to me, come to me. You gotta have fun with trading, guys. You gotta have fun with trading. All right, so we bounce back nicely. Literally, as I says on this fair value gap, and we've got a decent entry. All right, so we're just gonna let this trade ride. Oh yeah, let me just go over to my blofin. I'll show you. Can you guys see? Cool. So we're currently up $200 at the moment now, and our blofin is execute, and we're just gonna let this ride. You know, even we're getting a bit of drawdown now. Don't matter at all. We're just gonna let this one ride out. Usually it comes back to retest. That's fine, as long as it doesn't break here. My stop loss will be right about down here. Cool. So this trade looks like it's going against us. It has broke the fair value gap, and because I'm always transparent with you guys, if I have to exit the trade at a loss, it is what it is. I'm gonna monitor it right now. Let's go into the tab. Okay, so we're about break even now actually. But it has broke the fair value gap, all right? And my invalidation recently, this swing low here, but yeah, this swing low there, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Look, so risking 0.07 to make 0.04. So it's 1 to 4, all right, to this swing high here. So we're gonna let this one run. We're gonna let this play out. We're gonna put the stop loss down here. Currently we're doing well. Okay, cool. Thought that we might have to hit the stop loss on that one, but sometimes it does that, guys. This is why you always stay focused, take your emotions out of it, and have a strategy. Like, I've got a strategy. Sometimes, guys, you will see it will do erratic moves. Like that was an erratic move, as in we broke a bullish fair value gap, but they only did it to just scare a lot of the dumb money out. A lot of the dumb money would have put their stop losses right below this fair value gap, which it made no sense. So yeah, we're just gonna run this one for a bit. We had a good entry, so we are up, as you can see, $106, a decent entry. So yeah, we're gonna let this one run and see how it plays out. Nice. Let's get it. Let's get it. Now, but seriously, like, be emotionless, win or lose. Always try and be emotionless. It is hard, even like me. You know, it's human nature. If it's going for you, you're like, yeah, let's get it. If you're going against you, you're sad, but you can't be. Cool. I do like to use trend lines. Let's get rid of this. I do like to use trend lines as well, guys. It just helps me to see if we're on the right path, right? So we want to be breaking up. The more times it hits a trend line, guys, smart money concepts from teachers, that's not a trend line. You know, dumb money calls it a trend line. This is basically liquidity grabs, right? It's grabbing liquidity here, and the market makers understand that this is retail's trend line, all right? So we want to see break this trend line. We need to see this break this trend line, you know, to go and go the way up, all right? So like I said, our stop loss will be down here, and the validation. Okay, we're only down $16, which is absolutely fine. Like, we're risking minimal, absolutely fine. You know, down here we're probably, I don't know, $100. That's absolutely fine. I might, if I see this reversing, I'm gonna see if I can double down a little bit extra on the trade. Just add a little bit more in. And just see a reversal. Gets under this swing low here. If we bounce off this swing low down here, add a little bit more to the position. Remember, we're still in London time as well. So we got New York time to come as well. So things might, New York time is definitely a bit, has more volume. So we're also waiting for that to kick in. Cool, so I'm just gonna make a coffee. I'm gonna leave this on. No doubt my editor will fast forward it and make it all snazzy. Let's have a look. But we're down so far, $16, which is absolutely peanuts. What we can potentially be up on this trade. Put a stop loss in already to potentially exit down here, actually. Yeah. All right, how's it going? Okay, cool. Looking okay. Just volume. To be honest, I usually, and I advise you guys to trade more New York session. I usually trade New York session, not London. But a trader can trade in any conditions, just a little bit slower. Obviously, volume does help. But if you have good entries, good strategy, you'll be fine. Still currently down not much. So pennies. Excuse me. Yeah, so not looking good at all, to be fair. And when it breaks here, we'll be stopped out, and then we'll be looking for another trade. But that's it, guys. Like, I mean, it's not it for the video. We'll make this trade back, meaning like that's it. As in, you take a loss, and you move on. You don't cry about it. You just look for next exits. And I think I'll probably wait for a New York session and you know, getting a bit more volume. And you know, and always journal. What did we learn from this? Like I said, I took the trade way early. We already said the trade was early, didn't we? And maybe when we broke here, we could have gone for a short. So what we learned here, potentially, if we get stopped out here, which if we break this, swing low, we get stopped out. Yeah, so we took an L on that one. Full transparency. I either put my stop loss wrong, a number slight, and it's always be careful of your stop loss. So I'm down a bit more than I was expecting, but that's perfectly okay because I was looking to make at least 4 or 5 grand on this trade. So, you know, it's a 5-6 to 1 risk to reward. That's absolutely fine for me. And we're gonna wait and eye up another setup, guys. And obviously, I don't mind when I start my day. I can be a bit risky on my first trade. That's fine. My second trade, nah, I have to hit all of my points, my entry points. All right. So let's clean up the chart and let's potentially look for another entry. And unless I don't see anything amazing, we will probably wait for New York session, which is in a couple of hours, which is not going to affect you guys because we'll pause the video. But yeah, looking very bearish for Bitcoin at the moment, which is totally fine. Don't really care. Bullish or bearish, we're making money. Possibly looking for a short. I'm monitoring this fair value gap here. Remember, guys, fair value gap. Wait for the same color candles in a row. Let's check all time. Okay, definitely this is a big fair. There you go. On the 5 minutes, this one. Okay, cool. So bearish. What we probably should have done as well is, you know, when it broke this bullish fair value gap, potentially should have maybe went short. But it is what it is. We're not going to win every trade. It's just the game, right? Cool. So I might bet, because it's looking very bearish. The volume's not there. It's looking very bearish. So I'm going to potentially enter a short here. Let's see if the risk reward matches up. Maybe not, because that's the swing low. We'll have some sort of reaction from here, because it's had a reaction here, and that's where it came from there. But I am a bit bearish. I could do potentially going to getting a short here and have a risk-free trade. Like if it bounces off here, it will get back to here, but it could potentially bounce back up. But I might put my stop loss at complete break even. So then, and just, you know, wanting it to break through, because we were looking very bearish, and just maybe this whole New York session, we're just bearish, we just dump, because still definitely possible. Like the session has only just started really. So we can easily chop down another fucking percent, you know? Yeah, we should have been looking at shorts here. You guys don't have to be right all the time. Like, you can be wrong, guys. My bias was going to reverse here, but you know what? My bias should have been, this is bearish, and if we don't show strength, which I should have. Remember earlier I said we want to wait to break back down here. You know, maybe my wrong bias, but like I said, we ain't gonna get it right all the time. But we're not just gonna enter here. See retail right now, but like, short. No, we're gonna wait for a potential retest on the fair value gap and then enter. And then let's see if it breaks here. It will retest it. It usually does, the fair value gaps. And potentially, I'm thinking of a potential bounce here. You'll see here. You'll see here. It will bounce off. And if it doesn't bounce off here, oh my days, it's so bad for Bitcoin. But you'll see a nice bounce. Watch this. Textbook bounce. But after it bounced, it could potentially come and grab all this liquidity, because this is still liquidity that didn't grab. Could bounce, come back up, grab this liquidity, and potentially make its way back up. And then let's see how it does testing this. See it didn't quite touch it, but look at it, nearly. Look at that bounce. Just showed us a lot of buyers down here, guys. And just think of the buyers and sellers. Obviously, there's a lot of buyers in the market pushing it up here at this spot here. So this is where wherever we do, we'll either take profits here, but it's just not enough, or we'll evaluate here, knowing that we could get another bounce. But if we break through here, guys, let's have a look at the next. If we break through here, this is the next swing low. We'll be going to here, which is great, which is really good, because that's like, it's a lot of dough. So if we get in here on that bounce retracement, and we put a stop loss, you know, about here, so we're not going to lose. I'm definitely not going to lose on this second trade, right? And we take profits all the way down. If we go all the way down here for the London session to take liquidity out of this swing low here, which is easily possible, then that'll be a nice trade. Let's get back to it. Cool. Let's get it. We're going to be very cautious on this one though. We're going to wait till it reaches there. We're not just going to short it for the sake of shorting it. We want to read that fair value gap here. Let's see if there's any more value gaps. And potential fair value gap here as well. So it could bounce off this one. But it never retested this one. It could have done only 1 minute. Nah, so it never retested this fair value gap here. So we want to get this at a discount. So if I got in here, I feel like I'm getting it at a premium. So especially if we just come off that loss, we're going to say here or nothing. So we want to get through here or nothing. But if it breaks this, if it breaks here, we can potentially see how it respects the retest. And if it bounces back off, potentially getting the shorts here. If it goes through here and it bounces, and we'll just ride this all the way down. Like literally ride it all the way down here and just be like, Bitcoin's fucked. Like it's fucked. It's as simple. Always start looking at like market structure. We want to see, now we always want to look at, break of market structure. This is a swing high. If it breaks that, potentially getting bullish, but obviously it's a 1 minute candle, so it's not like it ain't gospel at all. This is bad. But catch a reversal, guys, making a lot of money. So it's not about winning every single trade. It's about being profitable, being consistent, win more than you lose, and risk management. So, you want to like, if you're winning, you're winning 4 times. You're losing, you lose once, Oh my days, fucking hell. Wow. They are, wow. Oh, I should have quit along that. They are not playing today. Wow. They are grabbing all that liquidity. Look, oh, boom. Watch this now. See what I'm saying? When you see that big dip, you'll see now like a woo-woo. Took all the liquidity now, bam. It goes up. But could have said you could have got in on a cheeky one, but that's gambling, But you'll see it when they're done taking all liquidity, they'll just push the market up now and they'll do it fast. So you ain't got time to start longing. So they took all the money from the short. I'm not saying they're going to do this now, but I'm just saying, look, see how they did it? All the liquidity from the shorts. Now they just want to send the market back up and they'll do it fast. But this is where you get in at the right time. You make a lot of money. But that was disgusting. We get ready to move. Okay. But we're not going to get too cool. So we want to be getting back market structure here. And we're even going to wait for the retest on here. We're going to be very, very smart on this one, guys. So, like I says, okay, so we wait for the 5 minute close. So on this 5 minute close, oof. Oh, man. Yeah. When you understand what's going on, this shit's funny. Wow. See, and this is what I'm saying about risk management, stop losses. If I didn't have my stop loss, $600, I would have lost freaking $2,000-$3,000. This is where you cut your losses. But yeah, they ain't playing about. Okay, where's the liquidity from? Here. They are hunting for liquidity. They want their money hard. Look at this now, I bet it's aligned. Where they could be possibly coming next. But this is good though, guys, honestly. You want to see these liquidity grabs, because like I says, the rebound is deep. I don't think it's gonna be going down there, but let's see. We've got a nice move here. Well, from here, if it comes back over and bounce down there, which we said. Yeah, we're gonna bounce from Ethereum to Bitcoin as well, because I know there's a lot of people with a lot of buy orders in Ethereum. So we're gonna see if we can get a play in Ethereum as well. So I know there'll be a lot of people ready to buy Ethereum up. Okay, we've got a fair value gap here. Let's see how it's that fair value gap. Could switch and do a nice move with Ethereum. We want it to break this high here. All right. Okay, so there's our liquidity sweep, our displacement there, fair value gap, and then we could potentially, if it holds, get in here. If it holds, we're gonna get in here. Breaks it a little bit as it comes back up. All right, cool. But whoa, guys, you're watching some crazy stuff happening. New York is not having it, boy. Let's go. See, retail would be like short now, just short. But that's where they get you, man. When you're just like fucking short and you have no strategy, you're short, and then they'll just send the market back up. So you gotta wait for the right timing. Fair value gap here. The higher the time frame, the more weight the fair value gap has, by the way, as well. They are dumping though, guys. Honestly, they're dumping. I feel like there's a lot of panic sellers as well in the market. Part of me is saying that part of me, my thesis can change. on the day. But part of me feel like the market makers are done. They've grabbed the liquidity, and this is just stop loss sellers with their stop loss and panic sellers. I want to share something really important with you guys as well. There's something called AMD, accumulation, right? So we call this accumulation, right? So you can see the accumulating, even from here, this is accumulating. So I feel like this is what's going on right now as well. Accumulation, okay? Even to see it, manipulation. All this here is manipulation, okay? And then when they finish manipulating the market, manipulation, they call it manipulation, guys, but they got to obviously make their money somewhere, and we can't just pay out people that are long in the market. They're gonna bring it down, and then when this is over, you'll have distribution, so they just be normal buying, because we're in the bull market, right? So like, you're gonna have normal buying, all right? And you could say the same thing, maybe down here. This could say here as well. It's accumulation, manipulation, and you could say this was the distribution, and then all over again. That's how the market moves, all right? So always remember that. Let's go into our actual chart. Oof, crazy. So I think London session is just potentially could be all manipulation. And then when New York session come in, we can get proper distribution. We could have a little bit of a run. But it's good because, like I said, the lower this goes, guys, the better entry we have, and we just ride it up. I got a good feeling that today. I just want to get a good entry. If we have to get stopped out 1 or 2 times, it is what it is. Because when we do get our position, we're just gonna ride it. Fat P&L. Yeah, so we need to be finding the fair value gap, and we need to be finding the displacement. So let's check on the 2 minutes. There's the fair value gap here. So okay, cool. A little bit of good news here. Could potentially have an entry. If it breaks through here, I'm gonna enter it. If this breaks through here, no, I'm not. I'm gonna wait, because like I said, let's do it properly, this one. Let's show you. I need to wait for. I need to wait till it breaks this swing high here. The bigger the swing, the more, obviously the less risky, because you're building back market structure. But then the early we get in, fucking hell, ruthless. I'm just still bullish at some point. We're not losing our money anyway. We're just adapting to the market, adapting to what the market gives. This is what you do. This is trading. It's quite fun, man. If you understand what's going on, guys, you can really have fun with it, man. I'm chilling. I'm having fun. My girl's just made me some coffee. Now she's making me some breakfast. We're just chilling. Imagine people out there doing a 9 till 5, calling some freaking human being boss. That shit's just cringy, boy. All right, cool. Look at that hourly candle. Oh my days, that is disgusting. All right, like I said, they ain't gonna fake me out again. I'm gonna wait for a proper entry, and it's gonna be on the 5 minutes. So it's gonna be here. There's my displacement. There was my fair value gap, and here will be my entry. I want it to hit off here, bounce, boom. Get that movement. We're in. We're riding that bitch all the way. We're riding that bitch all the way, baby. FOMOing. This is where people lose money, guys. Because you'd have FOMOed in, we're breaking through market structure. Let's go. Nah, we want confirmation. Like I said, that first trade, we was very risky. And I said I don't mind risking my first trade of the day to catch that entry. All right, so looking kind of good, but this is what I'm saying. This is what, like I said, on this retracement, look literally what I said. When they do want to send the market back up, they send it up fast. This is why, you have to be ready to lose a bit to get in on this movement early, because look how the center's fast. This is a 1 minute candles, guys. But from here, boom, dumped it, boom, boom. Could have got in here because the girl just bought me my breakfast, to be fair. And if I seen it here, this was the entry. As it dumped it, come back up. Here was the entry. No, actually, it wasn't. Here was the entry. No, but we was gonna wait to retrace here, and we've got to stick to the plan. If not, I missed it. Probably get off this fair value gap. Okay, if it doesn't come back here, we'll see how it plays out there. If it hits this fair value, see, look how I told you guys. When they send it, they send it. I'm gonna try and, there's movements. We need to get a position now. We're either gonna short it or long it from now. Well, when it hits this fair value gap, see what happens. One extreme to the other. That's how the market moves. One extreme to the other. Crazy. They're not sending it back down. Needs to come back down to test these resistance. They're not. Look how fast they're setting that back up. Crazy, no? We're in a buy. We're in a buy. We're in a buy. You can tell that they're sending the market up, and they're just not sending it down at the moment for a retrace, right? So we just had to get a position before we can, even if they're just not sending it down. You can just tell they want to mark it up. Now, they've got all their liquidity and they just want to send it up higher. You can just see from how it's moving, right? So I'll show you the position in a sec, then I'm gonna eat my breakfast and then we'll come back. Let's get it on the 5 minutes. Cool, swing high up here. Shit, fucking guys, we're already up $1,500. Oh shit, that's how fast this is. We're already up $1,500, $1,600. That's how fast they want the market up. All right, we'll take out, I don't know. Nah, see, told ya. This is where you're gonna get your entries when you see them 2.5 grand. But we have to be careful because they can easily send it back down. But look how fast they're setting up. Could possibly going up to this swing high, but this video's been long enough, so you know what? Let's wait to get to like, let's break this. It'll break this zone here. So we're either gonna break that, cash out 2.5 grand, right, and it's be heading up here, or we'll never break even. You know, we'll make like, I like to make my money. If I lose on my first trade, I like to make my money back from the first trade at least, right? So worst case scenario, we'll get out at like $1,000 profit. Okay, down now. Markets, all right, cool. We're gonna wait for a retrace. I know it's gonna go back up. This is that retrace that we was waiting for. It's fine. We know where they're gonna want to bring the markets. They're not just bringing it up to just bring it back down. It makes zero sense. You're patient. My breakfast. Let's get it. The body's kicking in. Higher, motherfucker! Higher, motherfucker! Higher, baby! Go! Sorry, I said never get excited, but you got it with it. All right, so 2,800. We are up. All right, we can break this. I can just see we're gonna break that liquidity. We might have to go down and up, but we're gonna break through that. I ain't having it. I can see. It's gonna play about with us for a bit. We're gonna break through that. And we'll take out like 3-4 grand. Let's go. And why I'm so sure, guys, because when you do this for so long, you just know and you feel what the market's doing. I know many people are like, oh, you took the profit, take the money. No, you gotta have to win to make big money in trading. You can't just see money and just take it. You gotta not look at the money, look at where you believe it's going. And I generally believe from this big sell-off, it wants to get back up and touch this liquidity zone here, right? As soon as it breaks through this fair value gap, this is the bearish fair value gap. What do we have left now? This bullish fair value gap. Let's see how, and I would take profits there, you know, just so we can end, you know, the stream and stuff, the video. But usually I probably left it to hit this swing high, you know. Okay, up to $2,000. Let's go. Patience. We want it to break. We will know a lot when this, in the last 30 seconds, we'll know a lot, guys. It needs to close, full body close above this swing low. All right, this is more liquidity zone. If in 20 seconds we body close over that, we're gone. Okay, we didn't body close. All right, is what it is. Not great at all. We didn't close it above that, but hopefully close it on the next candle. Boom, come on, let's go. Okay, we didn't close then. Not great at all, but this is where we need to close. We need to get above this swing low here. This is what's stopping us. But this volume, I can see the volume. I can see where the market wants to push it. So I'm sticking to my thesis, and I believe no matter what, I don't care if it goes down now, you know, I know where it will bounce back up to. All right, while it was going down, also, I was doubling down on my position, just because I believe in this trade. Like I can see, I know this trade's going, I've been doing this too long to not know where this trade's going. So I was doubling down to maximize my gains. And already we're up, as you can see, $3,000. All right. I want to get like I said, we don't look at the price. We look at where we believe it can go. I know it wants to get past this fair value gap, so towards this fair value here. So we're gonna push and have patience and have belief and have thesis and understand, have our strategy and sticking to our strategy. All right. So within the last 1 minute, this needs to close above here. All right, we're up $3,000 at the moment. All right, like it says, we want this to close above here, which I believe it's going to. We're up $4,000. All right, let's see how it closes. All right, you can just tell it wants to close above here. Stick to our thesis. And why I'm so bullish, guys, look at this sell-off. Like, this is the liquidity sweep. It swept all this liquidity. Now it wants to go and sweep more liquidity. When you understand liquidity, that's when you can be very patient with your trades. You know, it has no reason to come back down here. It's already swept it. So yeah, we might fluctuate a bit up and down, and you know, it might be a bit scary, the P&L, but ultimately there's more liquidity up here for it to grab. All right, and this next 5 seconds, if this closes above here, we're in the game. If not, more patience. Okay, didn't close, more patience. Hopefully close the next one. Okay, getting towards the top. Okay, it's looking to close. Potential of the next candle, still up 3,600. What are you doing? Strong milk kick off me, please, baby. As soon as you got me up. All right, we got 4,100. As you can see, we taken, sorry, one sec, build history, $5,400, all right? And I just want to kind of go through the trade, guys. So we got $5,400 in this video, minus the 600 we lost. So around about, you know, and the fees, so around 4.5 grand, right? So not bad for a day's work, all right? Personally, I still think this is going a bit higher towards the fair value gap, like it is now, but I just don't have time right now. And that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, I'm saying I don't have time, just made like nearly $5,000. And I'm like, you know what? That's done for the day. You know, I showed you guys the strategy. It's a very simple strategy. Liquidity sweeps, displacement, fair value gaps, and yeah, break a market structure, which, you know, we kind of like, it broke the market structure a few times here, but it went so fast. You seen it? I was eating breakfast like shit, you know? And then I just seen the volume, and it already broke the market structure. We could have made a lot more money there, guys, to be honest with you. You know, we should have gotten down here. We broke this market structure down here, right here. But it was just going so fast. I eating a breakfast, looked at it, by the time I looked at it, like, oh shit. You know, but we could have made double. This is why I'm like, 4.5 grand. But it is what it is. We got profit for the day. And guys, if you want to copy trade me, links in the description to my Instagram. Message me on Instagram. You can copy trade me. Message me the word copy trade. To use blofin, all you need to do is the links in the bio and the description. Use that link for the best fees, and also you get the best bonuses. If you guys want any calls as well, signals, we do that in the circle. You can message me on Instagram about that. But otherwise, guys, subscribe, and I'm going to be putting out so much content for you guys to learn how to make money trading crypto.